So obviously, when you're listing a property, there's a lot of disclosures that go into that, namely the seller's property disclosure. Tell
Yep.
me about that.
Well, the seller's property disclosure is required by the sellers to be completed by them prior to them listing the house. And on the multiple listing service, the seller's property disclosure will appear there so that every buyer that comes through that home will have an opportunity to look at all the items. And it's a comprehensive list and it's a comprehensive form. It's about 5 pages long that each seller is required to complete that tells the potential buyers everything that they know about the house. And so I always tell my sellers, you're better off over disclosing than not disclosing enough. Because if you don't disclose something that you knew was a problem, was an issue with the house, let's say the house closes and something goes wrong that you knew was an issue, the
Right.
buyers can come back to you and say, hey, we believe that you probably knew this, and the sellers are going to have to maybe come to mediation
Yep.
or some sort of a situation that can get a little bit sticky
Yep.
at that point. So it's always better to disclose things right up front.
Absolutely. And when you look at it from the buyer's point of view, it's like you're buying a very expensive piece of property, an asset that you'd like to probably know all the stuff that's happened in that house. If I'm buying a car, I want to know if it's
Yeah.
been in an accident. I want to know if there's something wrong with it. And same thing with the house. I'm going to spend a lot of money on this house.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's an issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest purchase that most people are going to make in their lifetime. And so, again, I always am really make my sellers really aware that this 5-page form that you complete, take your time with it. And if you have any questions with it, make sure you ask me, because there's a lot of information that goes in there, and you shouldn't really just willy-nilly your way through that thing, because it's one of the more important pieces of information that goes into purchasing a home.
Absolutely. And from the seller's point of view, it's almost like a little protection where
Yes.
if something did go wrong, this is your time to say, hey, something went wrong, and I
Right.
want you to know that. So when you purchase it, you know that that's always a possibility.
Yes, and so just make sure that you disclose the information as much as you possibly know. There may be things that you don't know, and on that form it gives you the opportunity to check do not know.
Yep.
And it's like a yes or a no or not applicable or do not know.
Yep.
And if you don't know, you don't know. And so make sure that you check that.